Okay. All right. Good evening, y'all. So for anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Dr. Betsy Boudreaux. I'm a chiropractor in Victoria. I focus on care for pregnant women in the area as well as children. So tonight our focus is going to be on nutrition care. I'll talk a little bit about prior to pregnancy, postpartum and breastfeeding, and then for children, and then Alexis, my wellness coordinator, is going to jump on after me and we'll discuss a little bit more. So let me get to my PowerPoint. We're going to try to keep this to 30 minutes because I know we all, we've got stuff to do Monday night. All right, can everybody see that? Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So for this call, myself and Alexis, we're going to cover some important considerations for pregnancy and with children and highlight some of the products that we have to offer at the office that I often recommend to patients just to help support nutrition for their children. So this is something that I personally take. I gave this to Adelaida, and my husband and parents also take this product. This is something that I recommend because food. It has a nutrition label, and I know that we personally struggle to get the recommended servings of fruits and vegetables into our daily diet. So when we think of all the environmental stressors like BPA plastics, synthetic fragrances, the parabens, things that can often be overwhelming for pregnant moms when they're starting to try to conceive, can really stress you out. So I don't really want to focus on what to avoid, but I want to focus on what to boost for your immune system. So whenever you're trying to conceive, I suggest that you start supplementing your diet. It's recommended 4 to 6 months before conceiving, but Dr. Doug Odom is an OBGYN that I follow, and he stresses that we don't necessarily have a vitamin deficiency, we have a whole food deficiency. So I often recommend 6 months to a year prior to wanting to conceive that you start supplementing your diet, just because we're so depleted of the valuable nutrients, okay? So what I have listed, I'll start with fatty acids. So fatty acids are, you'll probably recognize as your omegas. I offer these in actually a plant-based form, so you don't have to worry about the fish oils and that, you know, a lot of people complain about that aftertaste. This is important for nerve development, your spinal cord and brain development, and this is something that's already formed in the embryo before the mom realizes that they're pregnant. So prior to, you know, being 4 weeks along, that has already developed. So that's something that's very crucial that you want to be taking prior to conceiving. Okay. Your greens are very good nutritiously as far as upping your vitamin K, blood clotting factors, things like that. Vitamin A for eyes and even skin development. Vitamin D is very important. We're often really depleted just because we're not outside as much as we used to be. That also is showing a big role in postpartum depression after the fact. So again, if you're already depleted and then, you know, you start out your pregnancy, it's going to further pull from your stores. So getting a lot of vitamin D beforehand is going to help you through that postpartum, okay? Probiotics are a big thing that's coming up. A lot of moms ask me about this for themselves and for their kids. This is something that we often lose just because antibiotics are overused so much. So Probiotics are considered a good, healthy bacteria, and that's found in the gut. Kids also receive an initial dose from the vagina as they come out of that canal. So if you're a mom that has had cesareans, or you've had antibiotics in the past, probiotics are something that you want to add into that diet. And then protein, I have in here, as you see, 80 grams. I recommend that you try to strive for that during pregnancy, getting 80 grams of protein a day. That's something that's big because protein is the main building block for your DNA formation. So that's going to take you a long way as far as fueling your body, but also for the baby as the baby grows and develops. So I also mentioned here whole food prenatal. The big thing here is that if you're going to, the grocery store and you're just finding whatever prenatal, your Centrum Complete or whatever on the shelf, those are going to have synthetic vitamins and they're not whole food form. So whenever you're looking for something that's going to first be absorbed appropriately by the body and to be able to actually be used by the body and not just, carried out as waste, the whole food prenatal is something that's going to not only just give you the vitamins and minerals listed, but they're going to be appropriately dosed out from what God gave us, and they're going to work together. So you're getting your micronutrients of vitamins, minerals, and the phytonutrients needed, okay? So I can't stress enough that you need a whole food prenatal, okay? So I'll continue more as far as servings go, but for breastfeeding, you want to double the serving sizes of what you're eating, just because now you're not only feeding to yourself and the baby, but you're also trying to heal from the pregnancy. So going back to if you're depleted and you don't have those good stores, the baby's going to get all the nutrients first. So you want to make sure that you actually have the nutrient stores there, or it's just going to go straight to the baby if it's even available. And so you want to make sure that you're still getting enough for yourself as well, okay? So you want to continue that nutrition. So your OB or myself is going to recommend that you stay on that prenatal after the fact. You want to double up that nutrition. The big thing with breastfeeding alone is that you're getting enough fluids. So this isn't including sodas, coffee, juices, things like that. I'm talking about just getting enough water. And so you want half your body weight in ounces of water, and then you want to add 32 ounces to that if you're breastfeeding, okay? If you're going to start working out further down the line and you're still breastfeeding, that's an additional 20 ounces for each hour that you're working out. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about children, just because nutrition when you're young is really giving you that baseline as you grow, and so it's so important that you're starting them out on a good foundation. Again, I listed things that you should avoid, but I don't want you to focus on that. So I'll go through things that can help you. So, if you think about children in utero, they actually have an abundance of taste buds, and so they're going to get their first taste of food then. So it's important to take in a variety of different foods consistently throughout their pregnancy, and then as well, we know that children are like sponges, so they're going to form the habits of whoever's around them. It's important to model, those healthy habits now. So if, you've got a picky eater, or even you're a picky eater, you really want to supplement your daily diet with that whole food nutrition, okay? So the same thing for children. You really don't need to give children juice or even necessarily milk. Water is the biggest thing. I would also suggest coconut water if you really don't like the plain taste of water. A lot of people complain about that. Or if you want to get with me afterwards, I have a recipe for an electrolyte drink. It's just molasses, Celtic sea salt, and lemon, and then you just blend it to your taste. But that's going to provide you with a lot of those minerals that are lacking, get depleted over time. Okay, so daily servings, like I mentioned earlier, you should be getting 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. Okay, that's just your bare minimum. If you are breastfeeding, you need to double that. And if you have a child that participates in athletic sports and is very demanding on their body, you also need to double those servings. So double the 7 to 13 servings. Okay. When I talk about a serving, I'm saying 1 serving of cooked vegetables would be 1 cup, or 2 cups raw. Okay, that would be considered a daily serving that you should be getting. And then the last thing, someone actually mentioned this whenever I had posted the event, and then I get it asked a lot at the office as far as healthy snack options. It's just so hard whenever you're on the go as far as what to be taking in, whenever you just can't, sit down to cook every meal, or you're out throughout the day with the kids. So obviously fruits and veggies are going to be the best thing that you can snack on. Taking a Ziploc bag of just, stick carrots, even celery sticks, things like that. But, just add variety in. Jerky is always a good thing that I feel like most people don't really think about. But you're going to get that good amount of protein in that's going to be filling. So the other thing would be smoothie bowls. And Alexis is so good at these, so she may be able to help you with that if you ask her nicely. Overnight oats, or you can add chia seeds. Those are great little snacks for the kids. A lot of moms don't know there's something called sunflower butter, and that's a great alternative, especially if you're trying to avoid, peanut butter, or even almond butter, just to give an extra variety. Nuts and creating your own trail mix is great for kids. And I really stress this, adding granola, and you can make your own granola instead of using store-bought cereal, is a really good thing. And then this last one before I turn it over is really big in our house. When we do it sometimes, excuse me, we have gelatin powder, and so it's also high in protein, so it's going to be more filling. It's easy to make. You can make your own gummies, but we've really trended towards just snacking on the Juice Plus gummies in our house. And so you're getting that whole food nutrition, as well as a little treat, on this side. So that's an option that you can also take. We have packets that are just easy to grab and go. So if we're on the road, which we've been lately since we moved, so that's really great for us and easy, and it's not non-perishable just because it's already prepackaged. Okay, I'm going to roll straight into the rest of it, but if you have questions for me, we'll address them at the end. Okay, so I'm going to turn things over. So Alexis Busselman is actually my wellness coordinator at the office, and so she's going to share a little bit about her story, and then a little bit more about nutrition for pregnant moms and children. Okay, take it away, Alexis.
All right. So thank you, Dr. Betsy. As she mentioned, I am her wellness coordinator for the Juice Plus products at her office. And I wanted to share with you guys this evening a little bit about who I am, my story, how I came to be in this position, and then just some of the knowledge that I have about whole food nutrition and nourishing small humans, because I have 2 of those at my house. So I have a presentation that I'm actually going to share as well. It's nice and short. Let me go ahead. pull this up for you guys. So this evening we're going to be talking about just one simple change that you can add into your family to make things just a lot easier and everyone a lot healthier. So I want to first off kind of share with you guys who I am. This is actually my siblings and I. We grew up in the Las Vegas area, and 17 years ago, my mom heard about an opportunity where fruits and vegetables were being dehydrated and put into either capsules or gummies. And she knew how important it was. As Betsy mentioned, athletes, it's just absolutely imperative that they're getting good nutrition with how bodies are being broken down. So she knew this was a great fit for our family, especially when she found out we could get it for free, which I will be addressing kind of at the end. But I just want you guys to know this is where it all began for me 17 years ago. This is my family now. My husband is from Hallettsville. And I have two sweet babies. Kennedy just turned 4 this weekend, and Ryder is 10 months old. And it was actually the topic of my children's health that I found myself sharing my health story for the first time. My children have never needed antibiotics. We don't even really have over-the-counter medicines in our house. We are very big believers in preventative care. That's how I found myself as a patient of Dr. Betsy's. And this has been, as far as nutrition goes, something that has been part of my life for a long time, but it's also been part of my children's. And so I found someone very close to me earlier this year that wanted to know why my children had never been sick. And I had mentioned to her that they have gotten 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries into their system every single day since conception. And she was like, how do you do that? Let me know, because my kids need it. And so I found myself sharing more about Juice Plus. And so my siblings are also, there's, like I mentioned in that first picture, there's 4 of us. My brother's an American record holder in swimming. We all swam in college. My sister's in Florida, and my other sister's in Canada. We're all very high-level athletes and have continued to just thrive, athletically, and then now kind of in our personal lives as well. And so, as Betsy mentioned, today we need 7 to 13 servings every single day of fruits and vegetables. And I am a busy mom, I'm sure like a lot of you, and that is really tough to get in. We eat a primarily plant-based diet in our household. I pack snacks, I pack lunches, we eat breakfast here, and it is still hard, I will tell you, especially when we're traveling and on the go. And so we just know that we need to do something to get those additional servings into our body. And so most people do realize that about 75% of Americans are taking some type of multivitamin or supplement to get into their body those nutrients that they know that they're not getting from their food. So I want to share with you guys a little bit about the difference between multivitamins or supplements and food. So the multivitamin usually has about 50 to 70 isolated nutrients. They've been pulled from their original source. We always hope that they come from food originally, but oftentimes they're synthetic, and they've been created in mass amounts for these vitamins. Where food, on the other hand, you see this apple, it actually has over 10,000 phytonutrients in it. And our body recognizes that, and it goes straight into our bloodstream, and we are able to absorb it very easily. And so it's often better for us to just eat that piece of fruit or eat that vegetable than it is to take that multivitamin sitting on the counter. And so this is where Juice Plus comes in, because it is so simple, because it is 30 whole foods. They are vine ripened, picked at the perfect time, and then dehydrated down and put into capsules or gummies. So as Betsy mentioned, that variety is absolutely important as well. Most of us probably find ourselves going to the store, buying the bananas, the apples, the box of spinach, and maybe 1 or 2 other things, but we get them the same every week at the grocery store. We're not getting the broccoli, the kale, the cranberries, the fresh dates, those things that our body does really need as well. And so you'll see that Juice Plus has all of that, and it comes, I have the capsule bottles here, but it also comes in a gummy form, which is great for kids or kids at heart. Adults can take gummies as well. And so I really want to share with you guys a little bit about what makes this unique, because this is totally different than anything else out there. If Juice Plus was in a grocery store, you would find it in the produce section, because that's what it is. It's produce. It would not be in the health food aisle. It would not be, in the supplement or vitamin section. It would be in the produce area. And so it does have a nutrition facts label on it. I don't know if y'all can see this. But that means that the government recognizes it as food. Just like you would get a box of broccoli, a bag of broccoli out of the frozen section at the grocery store, this is food as well. It is loaded with phytonutrients because there's over 30 whole foods in that trio blend. And it's always non-GMO, dairy-free, and gluten-free. It's also NSF certified, which is huge. It guarantees that what is on the label is actually in the product. Just to give you guys an idea, if you walk into a GNC, less than 1% of the products in there are NSF certified. So that means basically everything in there either has things, it could have things added in or things that aren't in there that it says are in there. Juice Plus doesn't have that. It is NSF certified, so we can verify that we are getting what they say we're getting. And this last one is my absolute favorite because Juice Plus is the #1 most researched nutritional product in the world. These research studies have been done clinically, scientifically, and they have really proven that this is getting absorbed into your body. You'll see prestigious universities on this list here. You'll also see places, big hospitals like MD Anderson, that have been done studies showing the benefits of Juice Plus in our bodies. And so I love knowing that our body is being So one of the things Betsy also mentioned was the omegas. And so omegas are extremely important for our heart, our brain, joints, skin, eyes, also inflammation. They can really help bring that down. And so the Juice Plus company just last year came out with a brand new omega blend. As I mentioned, I've been on the product for 17 years, and in 17 years, Juice Plus has never came out with a new product. And so this was a huge deal last year. It had been in development for a long time. And I will tell you that as a mom who is still nursing at 10 months, this has been absolutely the biggest blessing for me to know that I am getting enough nutrition. And so I want to share with you guys a little bit now about the family health study. Oops, sorry about that. So the family health study is a study that Juice Plus company has been doing for the last 20 years. They have been providing free product to children between the ages of 4 and college, and then studying how Juice Plus impacts their life. And these numbers you see here are from the past, they're for the first year that children take Juice Plus. So 60% were missing fewer days of school, 56% were taking fewer over-the-counter and or prescription drugs, 71% were drinking more water, 66% were visiting the doctor less, 71% were consuming less fast foods and soft drinks, and 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. If you look at that, I mean, there is no mom out there that doesn't want to say, my kid misses less school, my kid needs less over-the-counter medicines, and they eat less junk food and they eat more good food. I mean, that is just amazing. And so if you have a child between the ages of 4 and college, this is something that your kid can get for free. And I will tell you that my daughter just turned 4 this weekend, and this product has been in her life every single day since she started eating food. I broke open capsules. I mixed it in her baby food. As soon as she was old enough to chew, I cut up the gummies. And now it's a blessing that it's free. But it is absolutely something that I would recommend, to my children and my family as soon as children are able to take it. So let me go ahead and bring you back to me here. So just to wrap up, hold on one second. Oh, sorry about that. Just to wrap up here, I wanted you guys to know that as a mom, I know how hard it can be to feel like we're getting enough nutrition into our children. And this is something that is clinically researched that proves that it helps their bodies. It helps new moms' bodies. It helps all bodies. As Betsy said, our parents are on it. My parents have been on it 17 years. I just got my husband's grandparents started on it. We want everyone in our life to be able to flood their bodies with whole food nutrition, because it's definitely doing nothing but helping everyone in different ways. And so we have a lot of success stories that we would love to share with you guys. If there's someone in your life who's struggling with something, we would love to share a testimonial with you. Excuse me. And this presentation this evening barely scratched the surface of everything that we have to share. I know Dr. Betsy mentioned Dr. Odom and the studies that he's done in regards to pregnancy. We will post some of that information in the Facebook group, and we also have some audios that we would love for you to listen to, where he talks about the nutrition difference between his patients who took Juice Plus and those who only took prenatal. He also talks about the umbilical cord and the nutrients that they have found in that with moms who took Juice Plus, and some really interesting studies that have been done. And I would just encourage you that would be something that you want to know, that you want to research. And so I would love for you guys to know that you can use me as a resource. As we mentioned at the beginning, I am Dr. Betsy's wellness coordinator at the office, and so I take questions from any of her patients and handle any of the customer care that comes along with the Juice Plus products. And so I'm happy to do that for you. So we are so glad that you guys were able to join us this evening. We are real appreciative of your time. We know that it can be really tough to steal away 30 minutes, and so we're grateful for all of you who are on here with us this evening. And so that is all that I have. We do have some time, so if anybody has questions that you would like to ask, Dr. Betsy or myself would be happy to answer those. You just need to unmute yourself if you have any questions.